Good morning, students. Our today's topic is central series for a group. So let us define what is central series. Let us take G is a group and we take a series of subgroups of G given by G is equal to G naught, contains G1, contains G2 and so on. This is a series of subgroups of G. We say that this series is a central series if two conditions are satisfied. First condition, each subgroup is normal in G, means G naught is normal subgroup of G, G1 is normal subgroup of G, G2 is normal subgroup of G and so on. So Gi should be normal subgroup of G for every I which is greater than or equal to 0. In the second condition, we have the factor group Gi by Gi plus 1 that is contained in the center of the factor group G by Gi plus 1, and that should also be true for every I which is greater than or equal to 0. So, if these two conditions are satisfied, then we say that this series of subgroups of G, that is a central series for the group G. Now, next we define what is finite central series. This series which we have defined, G is equal to G naught, contains G1, contains G2 and so on. This series will be finite central series if the last member in this series, that is identity. It means G is equal to G naught, contains G1, contains G2 and so on, contains Gm is equal to identity. Then this series will become finite central series if the two conditions are satisfied. First condition, each Gi is normal subgroup of G. Here we can see that I starts from 0 and ends at M. So Gi should be normal subgroup of G for every I varying from 0 to M. And the second condition, the factor group Gi by Gi plus 1 is contained in the center of the factor group G by Gi plus 1. And here also we can see, because the last member is Gm, so here I will vary from 0 to M minus 1. So if these two conditions are satisfied, we say that this series is finite central series. Now, our next theorem based on the central series is, let G be a group, then a series G is equal to G naught, contains G1, contains G2 and so on, contains Gm is equal to identity. This series is central series if and only if the commutator of group G with its subgroup Gi, that is contained in the subgroup Gi plus 1, and this is true for every I varying from 0 to M minus 1. Now, to prove this theorem, first of all, let us suppose that this series is a central series for the group G. So we can apply the definition of central series. By definition, each Gi is normal subgroup of G and the factor group Gi by Gi plus 1 is contained in the center of the factor group G by Gi plus 1. Here I varies from 0 to M minus 1. Now, to prove the commutator of the group G with Gi, that is contained in Gi plus 1. For every I varying from 0 to M minus 1. To prove this, let us take an element X from the group G and an element Y from the subgroup Gi. Now, the commutator of these two elements, that will belong to the commutator of group G with Gi. Now, because X belongs to the group G, therefore we can say that X Gi plus 1, this coset will belong to the factor group G by Gi plus 1. and YGI plus 1 that belongs to the factor group GI by GI plus 1. Now, because this factor group is contained in the center of the factor group G by GI plus 1. So by definition, because this element belongs to the center of this group, so this element will commute with the elements of this group. Now, xgi plus 1 is element of this group. So, ygi plus 1 will commute with this element. It means xgi plus 1 into ygi plus 1 is same as ygi plus 1 into xgi plus 1. Now, this can further be written as xygi plus 1 is equal to yxgi plus 1, because gi plus 1 is normal subgroup of G, and therefore this is the property of normal subgroup. So from here we again can write x inverse y inverse xy into gi plus 1 is equal to gi plus 1. Now gi plus 1 is a subgroup of G, so if A into H is equal to H, it means A belongs to H. So we can say that this element belongs to the group Gi plus 1. This is the commutator of elements x and y. So we can say that commutator of x with y that belongs to Gi plus 1. Here x belongs to G and y belongs to Gi. Because this is true for every x belonging to G and every y belonging to Gi. So we can say that the commutator of G with Gi is contained in Gi plus 1. And this is true for every I varying from 0 to m minus 1. So this proves first part of the theorem. Now we'll do the converse. Now conversely, we are given that the commutator of G with Gi is contained in the subgroup Gi plus 1 for every I varying from 0 to m minus 1. And we are to prove that the series 1, that is a central series for the group G. So we will have to verify the two conditions of the central series. So firstly, let us prove each Gi is normal subgroup of G, where I varies from 0 to m. Now according to the definition of normal, if we are to prove that Gi is normal subgroup of G, we will take one element from the group G, one element from the subgroup. So let us take x belongs to group G and y belongs to the subgroup Gi. To prove normal, we will have to prove that x inverse yx belongs to Gi. So let us consider x inverse yx. Now by introducing identity here, and we can write identity as y inverse. So this element can be written as y inverse x inverse yx. Now y inverse x inverse yx, this is the commutator of y with x. Now because y belongs to Gi and x belongs to G, so the commutator of y with x belongs to the group which is commutator of Gi with G, and this can further be written as commutator of G with Gi. Now because we are given that commutator of G with Gi is contained in Gi plus 1 and Gi plus 1 that is contained in Gi, and also y is an element of Gi, so we can say that x inverse yx that belongs to Gi. So this proves the definition of normal subgroup. So we have proved our first condition for the central series, that is each Gi is normal subgroup of G, where I varies from 0 to m. Now let us verify the second condition. In the second condition, we are to show that the factor group Gi by Gi plus 1 is contained in the center of the factor group G by Gi plus 1. So let us take an arbitrary element from this factor group. That element we have taken as xgi plus 1. Now we will have to show that this element belongs to the center of this factor group. It means we will have to show that this element commutes with every element of G by Gi plus 1. So let us take an arbitrary element from this vector group. So we have taken the element YGI plus 1 from this vector group. Now we have to show that these two elements commutes with each other. Now here X belongs to the group G and this Y belongs to GI. So the commutator of X with Y, that will belong to the group GI plus 1, because we are given that the commutator of G with GI is contained in GI plus 1. Now we can use the property of subgroup. We know that if G is a group, H is a subgroup of G, A is any element of group G, then A into H is equal to H if and only if A belongs to H. So here using this property, this is A, this is H. A belongs to H, so AH will be same as H. Now, by definition of commutator, commutator of X with Y, this is given by X inverse, Y inverse, XY. So we have obtained X inverse, Y inverse, XY, GI plus 1 is equal to GI plus 1. Now, again, using the property, this can further be written as XY GI plus 1 is equal to YX GI plus 1. Now, XY GI plus 1 can be written in this form because GI plus 1 is normal subgroup of G. So we can use this property of normal subgroups. If we are having a group G, H is normal subgroup of G, then HA-HB is equal to HAB. This is true for every two elements A and B of the group G. So here, by using this property, we can write XGI plus 1, YGI plus 1. And this element can also be written as YGI plus 1 into XGI plus 1. So we have proved that the element XGI plus 1 commutes with the element YGI plus 1. So we can say that the element YGI plus 1 belongs to the center of the vector group G by GI plus 1. So we have proved, because this element was arbitrarily chosen element from the vector group. So we can see that GI by GI plus 1 is contained in the center of G by GI plus 1. So we have verified the conditions for the central series. So we have proved that the series 1, that is a central series for the group G.